begin the shit talking.
Oh, what movie this time?
You tell me.
Okay, this is the review for, I guess I'm gonna go with Fast and the Furious.
Fast
and Furious. Sorry.
Laugh.
Ha.
Well, my name is Frank.
I'm Pedro Pop.
Well, obviously I'm Evan.
So we just saw Fast and Furious, directed by some guy with the last name Jin or Lin or Vin. Diesel.
Director of the Tokyo Drift one.
Well, I like this movie. Not a lot, but I like it.
What better way to show how much you like it by giving it the rating?
I can't think of one. Was that a legitimate question? Or are you trying to tell me to give you the rating?
I'm asking you, give me the rating, or you're out.
Well,
what is it? What'd you get?
I give this movie a 3. Solely on the fact that I liked it, but it didn't do much for me in the terms of story-wise. Story was okay. It was alright.
To me, it was a good closer. That's why I gave it a 5.
You gave you some
You
closure.
gave it a 5.
Yeah.
You're rating this with Outlander? You
Okay.
son of...
Hey.
You know, I'm gonna be the minority.
This thing entertained me.
Well, you are the minority.
I'm gonna give it a 2 because it's some movie I've already seen from all the other Fast and Furious movies.
So the movie starts off with Toretto and Letty from Fast and Furious, played by Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez respectively. And so what are they doing? They're pulling off a heist.
Yeah,
It's basically just like showing you how things are now. While basically what's going on after the first Fast and Furious, and they pull off like what they're good at, which is like stealing from big old freighter trucks. And then while that's happening, we get Paul Walker, who plays Brian O'Connor, who he's back. I guess he never left the FBI after the first one. Because this movie, I get the feeling this movie takes place between
the second one was
the second one he got reinstated and his record got clean.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
so he was able to come out.
So he's back in the FBI. When we first see him, he's chasing this guy trying to get some info from him. So he's after this guy named Brano, who's this big drug dealing FBI's top 10 kind of guy. He teams up with Toretto because this guy.
They're both after the same guy.
They're both after this guy Brano for Paul Walker needs him to arrest him, and Vin Diesel wants him because he killed someone close to him. So this is the setup for the fourth one, and I don't know. I mean, the story kept me happy. It wasn't like too preachy, but it wasn't too like we're just gonna give you some fast cars and stuff. Because to be honest, the racing wasn't. I mean, if I think about it now, the racing really wasn't that big of a part of it.
Nope.
I mean, like, you could probably just took off the racing, but the only thing I liked about the racing is that it was more like Need for Speed games, how they are, like, turn left, you have to get to this checkpoint here. So that's what I liked about the racing. It's like I was really wondering, like, so how they're gonna do the racing now? Like, I know it's gonna be a Willman kind of thing, but still, how?
I like these racings because they didn't have a lot to do with it. I mean, what they play hooky? Is that it? Is that the term? Because it starts off as a race, but a few minutes into the race, it already ends. Like
really, I mean, when I think about it now,
it's like Too Fast, Too Furious when they got a challenge, but like, for a while they're just making you watch them race and just so they don't know where the race ends and it has nothing to do with the race anymore. Yeah, and that's what I like about this movie because not the other movies, they didn't do that before, so it's like a new formula to me.
And now that I think about it, there's only really one race in this movie, and the rest is all car chases.
Yeah, but the big stunts are pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it had some good visual effects. Like, I gotta admit, the first 5 minutes of this film kept me on the edge of my seat, and it really helped me. It really kept me like, I mean, I actually felt tense watching the beginning of this movie. I was like, oh shit, someone's gonna die, and I'm gonna cry. But it didn't happen. But the sad thing is, I felt the film didn't really keep up pace with the first 5 minutes. It just lost its momentum that it built up in the first 5 minutes.
Which a lot of films do nowadays. They built up and then lack in a lot of things.
They're lacking the bold.
But then again, a lot of people complain that the movie's like, I guess, too fast. I don't know. I've heard that before.
I don't know, but like when I was first seeing like the first segment of it when they brought everyone back and everything, I was like wondering how they're gonna intertwine this shit, because I was like, okay, you brought the characters, doesn't seem like a storyline that can intertwine unless he's gonna start chasing them for stealing gas. So I liked how they introduced everyone and how it turned out to entwine everyone. So it was pretty cool.
I really wasn't into the subplots a lot. Like, they felt really boring. Like, Jordana Brewster, who plays Vin Diesel's sister in the film, when she and Paul Walker have a confrontation at a restaurant, That was like one of the only scenes where I felt, man, this is like really out of place. I don't need to watch this. Anytime they steered off course, so to speak, and went into subplots, was when I was really bored of this film. Everything else was just like I was okay with. Not to say I was blown away, because I never was, except for the first 5 minutes.
But the girl said that they didn't really have Jordana or Brewster. I'm like looking at it, I can't read. She plays Mia, and you know what? I was happy to see in this movie. I liked her in the first movie because she's really beautiful. I liked her.
I like to give her the old in and out.
Hey, no.
But yeah, she was pretty cute, especially in Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning.
She was in that movie?
She's the main character. She was lesbian.
I don't remember that damn movie. That's how horrible it was.
I mean, it's just there. To me, Fast and Furious is just there. It's just a movie that came out. You're gonna see it, and after the week's over, you're not even gonna remember what happened in the film. So
I think they mainly did this as a closer, because Tokyo Drift wasn't really a closer. You don't know what happened from Too Fast and Furious to Tokyo Drift, and this was pretty much a prequel from Tokyo Drift and a sequel to Too Fast and Furious. And then you could kind of explains why Vin Diesel's over there in Tokyo, anyways.
How he gets there.
Yeah.
But
takes a plane.
Yeah.
I recommend. I won't say anybody don't watch it. It's not your kind of movie. It's just watch it. I mean, it's one of those movies where you tell me whether you like it or not. I don't care.
I don't know. Like some of the scenes and everything seemed like it wasn't really directed that well. Like Tokyo Drift didn't seem like it was directed that well. And I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's just there.
All I want to say is, I guess we figured out why nobody ever in the top 10 of the FBI gets caught. They're too busy looking for damn street racers. I mean, did you get that feeling?
Kill.
Did you get that feeling like the FBI is like, they're all about these street racers, and why don't you try to catch some of these guys in your top 10 as opposed to going after all these street racers? That was the only part that I felt was ridiculous.
And
like, I didn't really know street racers had that big a deal in the whole whole underworld crime scene. I mean, I guess I was wrong.
Guess we don't live in a place where it happens that much.
And another thing, I guess I want to be a street racer after seeing all these parties they go to. I mean,
yeah.
Some of them are pretty outlandish. I mean, one's on top of a roof.
It's just following the style of parts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I guess they just thought, it was in these 2 parts, and what's that word called? It's necessary. They said like to keep the environment rather than just on the no more parties.
But here's the thing on the first movie, the party scene area, those were actual. Every extra was a real street racer, and that's what they really do. If you look at the behind features and everything, they actually say, oh, this is something we do all the time, so it's kind of good to get our side of it. And everything, so.
I mean,
so those are actual parties.
I'm just saying. I mean, they had some pretty crazy ass parties. I mean, they had one.
Yeah, they're like, we've got to have the lesbians making out.
I know that, dude. That part
was cool.
Was totally like, it was in the shot, and it was like in the foreground, and I'm like, you're telling me. I mean, it's funny because they're making out, but usually I get the feeling that when girls do that at actual clubs, they're doing it to play around, to tease guys. There's no other guy in that hallway. It's just 3 women in the corner of a hallway making out outlandishly, and it's kind of.
I wonder how they got the extras for that.
It's kind of attractive, but it's also kind of distractive. And I'm like, you don't have to put that in there, guy. Come on.
Because
come on.
I really want to be at the casting call for extras where we need 3 women that want to make out.
And you're gonna be one of the women.
I wouldn't mind being one of the women.
I'll put a wig on, put some lipstick. Like right there.
Okay, but enough about your Friday nights. Now.
Okay. Last statement.
Yeah, I say watch it, and you probably like it, especially if you're into. If you like the first 2 Fast and Furious, this one's just like a closer to it, and. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna say right now that it's a lot better than the second one.
Yeah,
and the third one.
I mean, I like the first one better.
Actually, sir, this one was the third one.
I like the first one better.
Well, on the ticket it said 4.
I like the first one better. Yeah, this is definitely a lot better than the second. The second one was just horrible.
Yeah, if you're the kind of guy that likes cars, likes racing, likes women, and girls are okay with, if your girlfriend's okay with getting dragged on to these movies because you like the first one, then y'all will have fun.
Assuming you have girlfriends out there.
Yeah. And this is like the fastest 2 hours ever. So that's all.